This lesson is to create an op art checkerboard, and here's an example for you to see, and this is what we're going to create in this lesson. Now, you've already been introduced to MC Escher. This is an example of his tessellations, and also Bridget Riley, if you can see how she does her optical illusions using wavy lines. And this here is an example of the artist Victor Vasari. What we're going to do today is we're going to use a ruler, a compass, we're going to require a pencil and a Sharpie, and eventually we're going to need two contrasting or complementary colours as well to finish off our artwork. Now, to get started, what you receive is a square sheet of paper, and it's already been cut to the size of the checkerboard. If you measure it, because what we're going to require is measurement in this lesson today, it's 12 inches by 12 inches square. If you look at the measurement here, you've got inches running along here. If you turn it around the other way around, you actually will have centimetres, and this runs from 1 to 30 in centimetres, but today we're using inches. Now, we need the centre of our paper, and how we get that, quite simply, is fold your paper in half, unfold it again. You've got an invisible seam there, just like so. Do the same in the other direction, fold it perfectly in half and unfold it again. And this is without drawing lines. The other way of doing it is if you actually went diagonally across with a pencil or fold, and you'd find the same point, that's the centre. Now, if you've never used a compass, it's not a very difficult tool to use. It's got a sharp point and a pencil. You need to make sure that the point and the pencil are parallel to each other, like so, that the points are together. If you find that your pencil is longer, pointing out further, or in, just undo the latch there, push it so it's equal distance, push it, clip it closed. Now, you use the point, the metal point, and set it in the centre. Now, what I need you to do is do 3 to 4 circles, but you need to measure them. And the beauty of these compasses is that on this curved part here, there's actually a gauge, and it's a gauge like a protractor. And a protractor is the semicircular instrument, again, for doing mathematical degrees and drawing semicircles. You're going to set it to number 1. Put the point in the centre of your paper, and use one hand to control the paper, just to keep the paper flat, and use the other hand, keep the point there, to draw your circle. That's circle number 1. Now you're going to open it up to number 2. You're going to put it in the same point, and you're going to draw a second circle. You're going to open it up again to number 3. Set it in the point again, and what you're doing is actually you're creating circles that look like a target. Open it again to number 4. Okay, once you've got 4 circles done, that's you complete with using the compass. Okay, just keep it spinning round like so, and there we are, we've got 4 circles. Now, to draw the checkerboard effect, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the measurements that's on these rulers. We're going to use inches. So set your ruler close to the top edge, just a little gap at the top, and you're going to mark 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches, and 11 inches. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you look here, you can see the 3, see the 4, see the 5, and that's where you're going to mark it. Turn your page around, and on the very opposite side, you're going to do exactly the same. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch, 7 inch, 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches, 11 inches, and there's 12. And the reason why we do that is that we've got a mark on either end that are going to be matching, and we're going to take it from point to point, so that instead of just having one mark and guessing where the other mark would be, and you'd end up with slanty lines, you're going to join those 2 marks together. So you go There's my mark there, and there's my other mark there, and so forth. You're going to do this on the other side as well, so that you have lines running perpendicular to them. Let me just finish this section off so that you can see. Okay, nearly there. Whoops, me rushing. When you've got all these lines drawn in pencil, and that you are sure that you've got it correct, then you're going to go over it in Sharpie. Now, just to make sure, turn it round. You've got 12 inches in length that way. Same thing again, 1, 2, 3, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches, 11 inches. Do the same the other way. Leave a little gap at the top so you can do your 1, 2, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's your 12th one there. Same thing as before, and you're going to do it going in this direction this time, so you're going to mark along this way. So join the marks up that you've done on each side. And again, as I said to you, this is to make sure that your lines are straight from one side to the next, so that they're not going at an angle like so. When you've got all those lines across as well, and you've done it in Sharpie, you should end up with something that looks like this. Now, what I want you to do is actually to look at the colour wheel and choose two colours. I used a green and I used a red-orange. Anything that's directly opposite are called complementary colours. So if you take green and red, or something that's around that area, you've got a complementary colour. Directly opposite, yellow and violet, blue and orange are directly opposite. You can do bluey green and red orange. You could do black and white if you so wished, to create a checkerboard. So what you need to do in this project is use a circle, or to use a compass to draw 3 or 4 circles. I'd rather you did 4 circles. Use a ruler to draw the vertical lines and horizontal lines, and I want them 1 inch apart. Trace everything with a Sharpie, and then colour the whole picture with alternating colours. And as I said, if you can look at the colour wheel, we've got colour wheels all around the art room here, and choose 2 colours that work with each other. And that will be your optical art checkerboard project.